Okay, I am already back with another video. Today, I'm just fixing my budget because I have not been tracking or keeping up with my transactions. So that's what's happening today. Hello, my name is Avery. If you're new here, I've been using the budgeting software YNAB, or You Need a Budget, for over 3 years now. And I'm pretty consistent with it, except every now and then I fall off the wagon. So let me pull this open. And I think the reason is look at all these. They're all they're what? They're so a few of my credit cards they need reauthorize, and then these ones are just slow. But I need to get it together because I need to make a credit card payment and I need to just track all my transactions. So let's start with the groomers, which is not even from the credit card. I paid $120 at the groomers. I decided to give a larger tip because of the holidays. So it's not, if you think this is high, I suppose it is, but that's some context for why it is so high. It's not normally that much. But yeah, I have it for I have a over 1-year-old dog named Cece, and she gets her hair done. So that's what's going on there. And then I've not really screwed anything up. I've just made things more difficult for myself than I should have. So when I get paid, I have it set up to go mostly into my checking, and then a decent amount into my high yield savings account. And I keep forgetting to lower this because I have it at 500. So I kind of move it around. I've done I think 350 before, or like a percentage or something, like 20%. I used to do that. And then at one point I didn't put any money in here for one gut. Like in an ideal world, when I update my direct deposit, it's because I like to make credit card payments solely out of my checking account. So sometimes if I know that I have a large expense coming, I will update my direct deposit in advance to make sure less of the money goes into my high yield savings account. That way I have essentially enough money in the checking to pay for it without pulling from savings. But at one point I did the opposite. I updated my direct deposit to put more money into my savings account so I could maximize on my interest, and because I knew I didn't have any large expenses on the way. But now I'm at a point where I forgot to just switch it back to whatever is my standard 20%. I don't even know why I'm bringing this up. I guess to say, I can't even talk. I guess to say that I don't have enough money in the checking. I'm gonna have to pull from savings regardless, which isn't really the end of the world. You can do like 6 transactions or something. So we'll see how that shakes out. But it looks like this has not been authorized since the end of November. So there's likely some overspending from November that I have not actually fixed. So that's lovely. I have some of these on recurring charges, but sometimes they're off by a day. And let me tell you, does that confuse me? So I guess we'll see if this 859 actually came out or not. But yes, should I reauthorize? I feel like, or is this going to screw something up? Let me try to reauthorize this. I don't want to because I do not remember my login half the time. So let me figure this out. YNAB uses Plaid to connect to your account. I've never seen this before, or I don't remember because I usually don't need to update this that often. I skipped all of the identifying parts, but I really don't. I think they just need the details and transaction. So it's not that I can't. I do a combination of, in YNAB, you have 2 options. You can either have it auto import, I think is what they call it. So it connects your bank accounts or your account information, and it will import the transactions kind of as they come in. Some banks are slower than others. Or you can do manual import, it's where you're manually typing in your transactions, and I do a combination of both. For example, none of these bank accounts are connected, so I don't really have a ton of transactions that come through on these though each month, so I don't really care to connect them. And also, they're my bank accounts, so I just don't want to. And then for my credit cards, I connect them. For the longest time, I was doing my American Express cards. I was doing them manually because they could never hold the authentication, like the connection would break for some reason. But this is the first time in a while that I've had this problem. Like, I think they fixed something. But yeah. Anyways, let's see what transactions came in. When I am reconciling my budget, I'm doing a combination of things. I'm looking at the transactions that are auto importing, and then I'm checking each bank account and making sure I did not miss or it did not miss any transactions, and I input those. And then after all that, I check that the cleared balance matches whatever, and then I reconcile it. And that's matches what I see in like the credit card app. So that's essentially what I'm going to do here. My phone bill came out. It was $47.89. I have the unlimited plan through Straight Talk, and I used to have way back in the day. I've had Straight Talk for a few years now. Way back in the day when I was a wee lad, I was using Verizon. That's just what my mom had. We were on a family plan. I broke free. I broke free from that, and I was spending so much money a month on it. It was stupid. I broke free from that finally years ago. I don't know why I'm acting like I finally just did it. And I've been on Straight Talk ever since. That being said, I'm pretty sure I can get something cheaper through Mint Mobile. That's what Nathan uses. And he doesn't have any issues with it, but he screwed something up. Like, I think it might have been him. But I don't know what happened, but essentially he ended up getting a whole new phone number, which he didn't want to do. And I really cannot afford. I don't want to change my phone number, first of all. I'm not doing that. And second of all, I have to use a lot of like two-factor authentication, which I know that's probably the case for everyone nowadays at work. I have to authenticate into like, I swear, 10 different things every single morning, and it's all connected to these apps on my phone. And I'm just worried that if something goes wrong and I have to change my phone number, or even if my phone number is fine, but I switch to Mint Mobile, if anything breaks or is delayed in the process, I don't know if that's going to impact my ability to get into my work, and I have to work, so that's why I'm nervous about switching to Mint Mobile. But tell me if I have these unfounded fears about how the process works. Yeah, my last job, I had to literally get into, it was like, I don't know no specifics from me, but it was like a federal government thing. And when I switched phones, like, I didn't change my phone number. When I got a new phone, it broke the authenticator, and I was still able to get in through text message, but like, that's what I'm saying. Like, any sort of disturbance in the equilibrium could completely toss me out of all these work things I need to use to get paid to pay for the phone bill. But yeah, if I had like time off of work, like an extended amount of time off of work, I would go ahead and probably try it. I don't know. But anyways, let's look at my Journey credit card. This is my very first credit card, which means it's not a very good credit card. Like, it doesn't really do like anything benefits wise. Besides keep my credit card history long, I guess, since they care about that. But I kind of wish I could get rid of it. This is how I feel about all my credit cards right now. I kind of want to get rid of the Travel Amex, the Quicksilver, or the Journey, or both. These are Capital One, and switch them all for, I want like a Visa travel card. whatever that, I'm sure that exists. Or like a Visa, MasterCard, cashback card, because the issues I've been having with Amex lately, not really, this is not a huge issue, like maybe it happens like once a month. Some vendors will not accept the American Express because they don't like their percentage of fees. And my point with all this is like, I can't really maximize my American Express if people aren't accepting it, which is not like these huge transactions. But another issue I have with like my travel card is I was looking at flights and they are more expensive than the miles I have. And honestly, most of our spending has gone through lately has been through Nathan, because sorry if this like is gonna be the most janky ass editing job ever, because I keep getting interrupted or noises keep going off in the background that's causing me to like pause and go do something and come back. So I don't even know where I was. I think I was saying my American Express travel card. Oh, most of our spending currently is happening through Nathan because we've been buying a lot of things from Costco, and Costco uses, I want to say Visa. Are they with Visa? They use something where I think it's Visa, because my only Visa card is this Journey card, which we have already established is the worst card that I have, or the least beneficial card that I have. So he uses his like Chase whatever card, and then I just send him money through like Cash App or Zelle for whatever I'm supposed to cover. But all of that kind of coalesces into the fact that I'm just not spending enough on these cards to really maximize the benefits of them, and I would like to consolidate in 2025. Anyways, I'm seeing some problems here. I need to input some of these transactions, and I'm definitely going to have to fix some things in November. So I guess my November budget with me was a lie. I guess my budget recap was a lie. It wasn't a lie. It just did not get the whole picture. But these expenses are not too bad. Like, for example, I forgot that I bought tickets to see Wicked. And I guess I was thinking we were supposed to split it 3 ways, but honestly, I don't care. I'm just going to pull it from Black Friday since I didn't end up using it the way I thought I would. But then another problem is they charged like $26.31 on 2 drinks and a popcorn. I need to rant about movie theaters. I don't even necessarily care that they're charging so much for these things, which sounds insane. But what I dislike is like, why are you giving me the world's largest serving of popcorn and then literally like a 75-ounce Coke Freestyle drink in order to watch like a movie? I cannot be drinking all that and eating all that. Like, why can't we just get a normal size of popcorn, single serving popcorn, and just like a 20 ounce of pop? Because if you want to get more, you can go do that. But if you don't want that much, you just kind of feel forced to have that much. When I went, and I'm trying to drink less pop, but if you're eating popcorn, you get thirsty, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, my complaints, I feel, are valid. Like, you don't need to be giving me that big of a drink, and you can charge me less too. Same with the popcorn. So yeah, that's what you missed. Anyways, I guess I should give you my review of Wicked. It was pretty good. I'm not a big movie person. I just watched Lord of the Rings, like those movies, over the weekend, and I haven't read the books. I've read The Hobbit, haven't seen the movies. I'm not a big movie person or TV person, honestly. But we did watch Lord of the Rings, and it was good. I know this has nothing to do with Wicked. I'll get back to that in a second. We watched Lord of the Rings. It was good, and what I've realized is now, once you've watched Lord of the Rings, you realize that there's many, many Lord of the Rings references in popular culture, random people. Like, I saw one, like this one book I was reading, they literally took the name like Galadriel, and then this like Instagram story I was looking at, they were making a joke, a play on the like Bilbo Baggins name. So it's like, it's everywhere. Everyone still be thinking about Lord of the Rings. And then when I was on Spotify, they said one of the top audiobooks was Lord of the Rings. I was watching this YouTube video. The girl said she wanted to read Lord of the Rings. I was like, you can't escape it. Once you know, you can't unknow, I guess. Anyways, back to Wicked. So I did watch Wicked. It was good. I was actually kind of surprised that it was as good as it was. I feel like I honestly hate all the retellings, like all the Disney retellings. Like, they all suck and are all bad. I'm gonna be honest with you. I do not like them. However, I know that's technically not a retelling. It's like an adaptation of the play, but which is like a retelling of the book. So I did not have high hopes, honestly. Like, I was very nervous. Not nervous, but I was very apprehensive, or skeptical, I guess is the word. But it was actually pretty good. And it was long. I hate long movies. I don't like long movies either. You see my problems here with movies. But I think for the most part, its runtime was really not as bad as a lot of almost 3-hour movies runtimes are. Like, Oppenheimer about took me out. Lord of the Rings does a pretty good job with their runtime too, except in the end of the second movie and like kind of the end of the third. I was like, let's get on with it. Let's go. Like, I've had enough. Like, it does not need to be this damn long. But yes, that's my review of Wicked and Lord of the Rings, I guess. Okay. There's a lot of noises. A lot of action is happening outside, inside, everywhere. So if you hear all that, sorry, I can't control the weather, you know. I have some transactions on my Journey card. They're just like, I try to keep as little on this as possible. I guess I'm not even talking about any of these transactions. I try to keep as little on this as possible. So, like, although my YouTube Premium is coming out now here, which kind of drives up how much I'm spending on this card, but like, I spend enough to keep it active. Speaking of a card I'm doing a terrible job keeping active is my regular Amex. I should probably use this for literally anything. But let me pull up, and when I say let me pull this up, I just know I'm pulling something up on my phone right now. I need to look at I need to do what I said I was going to do, which is compare everything to my regular account and see what the difference is. So this one, my regular Amex is fine because I've made no transactions, but I probably need to make one soon to keep it active. I just forget about it. Let's look at my Capital One. I'm going to tackle the travel one last because I just want to. Yeah, let's get into that. So honestly, this month I feel like is flying by already because what's going on, you know? Like, time is flying, as they say. So this is correct. And then for my Quicksilver, I think this is also correct, which does not, wait, I'm on the wrong one. So looking at the Quicksilver transactions, we're having problems. I have some transactions I need to input, and this is not ideal, as they say. I'm getting so distracted. I have this thing, I'm filming this during lunch, and I have this thing at 1 where who cares, honestly? I have to make a phone call, or they're calling me about like some biometric screening I did because my job has this health incentive, and if I complete all the tasks, they'll give me $1,000, and then if I complete this other task, they'll give me another $500. So that's what I'm doing at 1 o'clock. So I feel like I'm just on the clock right now. because right now it's lunchtime and I'm normally not working from home, but I had to take Miss Cece to the groomers. So that happened and I ended up working from home because of that. But I'm having some problems. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I am having issues again with Cycle Bar. The spin classes I do, my issue is I am getting late payment fees, late payments. And the reason why honestly, I have good reasons for this. I have good reasons for one. One of them, I ended up, honestly, Nathan is enabling me. That's what I'm gonna start with. Because on Thursday last week, he was like, let's go get dinner. And I was like, I have spin class. And he was like, oh, I'll just send you the $15 for the late cancel fee. And so this one of these is going to clear off for sure. And then the other one was I have these chronic, so this is the shitty part. I have these chronic health issues. And sometimes things just be falling apart at the last second. There's like this banging noise in this house. Like, what? Who the fuck is doing shit in here? Anyways, I have these chronic health issues that will flare up from time to time, and they don't flare up conveniently before the 12-hour deadline to cancel the class. So I'm constantly in this conundrum where I'm like, I should either schedule these in advance, and I want to schedule them in advance so I can like be like, yep, I'm committed, I'm dedicated, and also because the classes will fill up sometimes, because I know what you're thinking. Why don't you just schedule them at the last second? I don't like doing that. One, because I usually means I can't get into the class I want to get into for a particular day, or I can get in, but it's on, listen, there's a whole not like politics, there's a whole internal world at the spin studio on what the best bikes are. And I'm making this all up because it's just with me and I have my preferences. And I do not like going to a class where I've rode on a random bike that I haven't used before and I find out that one is calibrated like way differently than the bike I'm used to. So then my stats don't feel right and then everything just feels off. But yeah, that's my problem with scheduling it at the last second. And it's also because mentally, if it's so easy for me to not commit if I schedule it at the last second. Like I could go home and be like, oh my God, I'm tired. Like I'm not doing this. And I just don't schedule it at all. Or I want to do it, but they are booked or completely filled up or whatever. So that's the conundrum I'm in currently. But yeah, Sunday was not great. I will not lie. But we're back now. It's Monday and we're back. Yeah, so that was my conundrum with Cycle Bar. I want to strive for greatness, but can't always land there for one reason or another. Some of them my fault, some of them not my fault, in my opinion. So yeah, I will say I've considered getting a Peloton, which are an upfront expense, but I feel like that could possibly work better because it would be at my house. It solves a lot of problems. It's at my house. I think I can just do classes or I can get on whenever I want to. And, but I like the community aspect of going to the spin studio. So like, but to say all this, I don't want to buy a Peloton because the place we want to move to next, I think, has a Peloton in their like, I don't know, apartment gym. So it really would not make sense to buy a Peloton, have it for like 8 or 9 months, and then have to get rid of it if I'm going to be moving to a place that has a Peloton. So in the future, it's possible that I no longer go to spin classes, or maybe I switch to ClassPass or something, and I just use the Peloton, yada, yada, yada. I had my best ride ever the other day at the spin class. The day before I got sick over the weekend. On Saturday, I did 13 miles in 45 minutes, which is better than I normally do. I'm not necessarily always shooting for 12 miles. But that's kind of where my ceiling usually is. But this time I was really rocking it and rolling it, and I got to 13 miles. Sometimes I only hit like 10. And I'm like the worst person in the class. These people are dedicated. I just go with the flow depending on what I'm feeling like doing. Or if I don't like the song, I'm not flying with it, you know? Like but if the song is good, and then I'm killing it, you know? So anyways, let's get back to my actual transactions. I think the last one I need to look at, because the capital ones are Amex logged me out after 5 minutes of inactivity. Let's see. 527.67 is currently the right amount because these other transactions have not cleared yet. Now let's go to the travel card, and I think this is out of... This isn't right. So let's see. Log in. I'm curious what transactions are on here. Oh, okay. Because when I was looking at this balance and then I pulled up my app on my phone, it was off by like $300. And I was like, what? Okay. So let me go back to 11/29 and see what's on there. Okay, last transaction on 11/29 was $14.98. That cleared. And then if I go to November 30th, there was... What? I'm already confused. Wait a minute. So there's this one, it's cleared, and this one is cleared. My movie theater ones are cleared. The Kroger prescriptions have cleared. The $6.42 at Amazon Digital has cleared. I bought a bunch of ebooks during Black Friday. That was my Black Friday spending. There's another payment for $13.94. That's cleared. And then I don't know why this isn't on here yet, but I spent $60. What is this? Oh, it just says new merchant. Okay. Okay. It looks like it stopped importing on December 1st. So going back to December 1st, I spent another... When I tell you I was buying ebooks, I was stocking up. So I think... Let me see. Ebooks? No, I think I just have books category. So books, and I spent another $7.50. And then I went to an actual bookstore same day and bought a book. I brought The Brothers Karamazov by Dostoevsky. I feel like I did not even get that close, but that's like a classic. And what Nathan and I have been doing lately is we have been doing a 2-person book club, and we're reading classics. So right now I'm reading Catch-22, and after that we're going to read Rebecca, and at some point we have just a running list. But he reads classics faster than I do. I read more than he does, but when he reads, he like almost exclusively reads classics. So that's what's going on there. So I bought that to read in the future. A lot of the classics, though, are pretty cheap on Kindle, so that's something to keep in mind. I spent $19 at this like expensive ass grocery store. And I'm going to categorize it as dining out because I just went to their cafe. I spent $12 more on, what do you call it? I spent $12 more on ebooks, so let me put that in there. $12.86. And then I told you when I wasn't keeping the transactions up to date, I was not lying. I spent $9.68 at Whole Foods on soap. I just bought... Could I have bought cheaper soap? Sure. But does it really matter? Like, I'm not building wealth. Like, wealth is not built on me spending $10 or not on soap. It's built on, like, how much I spend on housing, how much I spend on my transportation, any of my large purchases, education, whatever, all of those dictate your ability to build wealth, which is just me paraphrasing what Ramit Sethi says about like don't stress about like $3 decisions, stress about like $30,000 decisions. So yeah, I spent $9 on soap. I spent another $8.24 on ebooks. They've just had some good ones lately. And then I bought, I think my first Christmas gift, I bought Nathan the shirt he wanted. So that was $62.36. I spent $12 on parking. I had to, so it is what it is. I needed to go to therapy right afterwards, so I spent $12 at parking at work. But I'm switching that starting in January. In January, I've scheduled my therapy to be during the middle of the day, so I can just kind of just flex my hours that day and just work from home. So I think that'll work better than doing it at the end of the day. I spent $4.48 at the worst bagel place in the world. I know I should stop. Last week I was trying to eat really healthy, and then it fell apart because I forgot my lunch one day. And then I remembered my lunch the next day, but forgot the coffee. So, but we're back. The theme is we're back. You know, if we fall off the wagon, we get back. I spent $11.90 at a coffee shop. This is a mess. Truly, it's looking like a hot mess right now. Dining out, $9.26 at Chick-fil-A. Then I spent $30 at the psychiatrist, so that comes out. And then I spent, all of these have cleared, so let me just do all of this. All of these have cleared. I think I missed one. Did I? Okay, all of those have cleared. This psychiatrist has not. I bought a poinsettia at a garden place. I am a mess with these payees in here. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even care. I do not look at stuff by payees. I look at things by categories. And I do not care if the payees are a mess. And they are a mess. And I know they do videos about fixing them. I don't care. I do not. But I spent $6.43 at a garden center on a poinsettia, the red Christmas flower. I bought another ebook. This is looking like death by 1,000 cuts here. And then I spent 90 cents. Yeah, 90 cents at Starbucks because I already had money on the app and that ran out. So I covered the difference with my just credit card. And then I spent $10.70 at Noodles and Company, which is literally just, I get the most basic meal in the world. I'm not afraid of like some adventure in my food, but I just get, at this one place specifically, I just buy like the buttered noodles with meatballs because it's usually just getting it for some sort of comfort. And then I spent $3.21. These like dates are kind of off, but honestly, I don't care as long as I get the transactions. They all happen this month. So $3.21 on a book. I think that's it. So if I mark all these cleared, does that get me to, yes, $965.97 is my current balance. So it has been reconciled. Let me look at my pension account. This updates as they put contributions in. So at the beginning of each month, I get like a little bit of interest. It's like literally just 1%. And then I also get, throughout the month, whenever they put the money in, I get the contributions as well. So one of the contributions went in, so I'll update this. It's $29,480, and I just round to the nearest dollar. So that has happened, and then my Roth IRA, I've hit, or I'm close to hitting a milestone for my Roth IRA, and it's on my own made-up milestone, but it is the milestone that I'm dubbing when you have more money in your investment account than you do in debt. That being said, I'm looking at my Roth IRA right now, and the balance has gone down below 18,000. So I'm gonna change this, but I'm getting close to the balance on this being higher than the balance on my student loans, and I'm excited about that. I'll talk more about that, I think, in another video. And then I think this one, this is so small, I don't care. I'm not gonna change it. And nothing's changed on the student loan front. Let me look at my checking account expenses. This video, literally, I usually do this like once a week. I for the most part, go in here once a week and try to get everything set up, or just like cleaned up. And that's kind of what I'm dealing with now. So what is the balance? This is right. Okay. I know this one's correct. This one's fine. So now I'm just at the point where I need to make some credit card payments. So let me do that. Yes, I'm here. I want to make sure. I need to make a payment on this card. I'm not even explaining anything right now. I need to make payment on the Quicksilver. And how high is this payment? I need to make a payment. $231. Is that what I need to pay? I need to cover at least whatever the last statement balance was, but they always just love making this as hard as possible to figure out what that was, because if you cover the statement balance, now obviously I can make payments for higher than that. They will you won't have any interest. So let me make this payment, and I get paid this week, so I can pay the rest. And this is just me literally being granular about if it's coming out of my checking or my savings account. So I obviously have enough money to cover all these expenses, and I'm not going to get any interest for these. I'm just explaining my thought process. So $231.90 to the Capital One. And then let's go ahead and pay the Journey card. It is my Journey card. I'm going to pay. I've already hit whatever payment I was supposed to make, but I'm going to go ahead and pay the current balance because it's so low. Oh, I probably should. Okay. I need to go back. Before I keep going, I need to go into November and fix any overspent categories. So let me cover this because that'll mess everything up. And did it mess something up? I swear to God. If it did, I'm going to flip out because I don't want to deal with any problems. Okay. I think it's fine. See, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? I do not understand what it means. I just covered my overspending. I'm probably just going to have to ask the support people because this is what I get for not fixing things at the end of the month before the new month started. Because you just get problems. You just get problems somehow. Let's see if fixing my December overspending will help fix this problem. So, do I have any money in groceries? Let's cover these with $62. What did I do? Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'll just pull it from Black Friday. Household, pull the rest, part of it from groceries, part of it from Black Friday. CC's groom. Oh, yes. I'm gonna move this one. I'm gonna cover this one with her vet money, and then books. Guess what? They're coming from Black Friday. Okay, now that I've done all that, okay, that fixed whatever was going on. And now that I've done all that, I can continue with these credit card payments. So I'm gonna make a payment for $45.82, just the cleared balance. So let me go ahead and do that. And I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to hurry this up because I need to get it back to work. So $45.82. Checking December 9th. Okay. Slide to pay. That makes my balance makes my balance less. Okay, and then the last one I need to figure out is my Amex. So let me go back to my Amex category. I don't know what they did to the Amex app, but I've got beef with it because it's so much harder to log in now. So yes, I owe $965.97 currently cleared. The payment I need to make is $488.25. And I think I'm just gonna do it from my checking. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Ooh, I've never seen it. It's not been this low for a while, but I consider this savings like checking reserves, so it's not really that bad. I just have a lot of expenses at the end of the year, but I've made a reminder with myself to fix the direct deposit after I get this week's paycheck. So I don't want to screw something up and I just like mess up my current paycheck. I'm going to fix it for the future. So $488.25 today, checking, and then submit payment. And that is everything. So yeah. Thank you for watching. I hope you're having a good month of December so far. I'm kind of just making more casual videos because that's just what I feel like doing. So, my channel, my rules. But thanks for being here. I will see you all in the next one. Bye now.